Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 393 of the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back
Ooh.
to this Thursday morning installment. How you guys doing today?
Oh, I am fired up.
Mike, Derpy, we got 10 days. 10 days till the Steeler opener against the San Francisco 49ers. In only a week, 1 week from right now, today, from week from today, we're going to be talking about the season opener between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. So, this is going to be a really good game for one. It isn't like you get one of these bad teams that you're really, you don't care about.
Mhm.
These are both exciting teams, Kansas City and Detroit, coming into the season to begin with. So I think this is going to be a nice game to start the season off with.
Oh, yeah. You got, reigning Super Bowl champions, best team in the league. And then, everyone's dark horse for the past 2 years, the Detroit Lions. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens. I think not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think, Kansas City's going to dominate this game. But I'm just excited, man. Live NFL football.
I could see Detroit. Now, listen,
I hear you.
Not saying that Detroit is going to be dominant, not saying that Detroit is going to be better than the Chiefs, not saying anything like this, but I could totally see Detroit winning this game. Kind of out of nowhere, start the season, get this thing rolling. Wow, look what kind of crazy start we had. Just because Detroit put a few pieces in place to make themselves a little bit better. And, they believe that they could do really well this season. I believe that they could do better this season. They were only a game outside of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
But I could see them coming out, winning this game, and then, finishing with just a, like, as I said, not a spectacular season, maybe just even an average season. But I could see this team winning this game on opening night.
Yeah, I can see, Dan Campbell's going to have those guys fired up. This guy's a whack job. He's a nut. He's going to be ready to run through a wall. That team is going to be ready to run through a wall. I could see it happening. We've seen this Chiefs team lose games that you thought, oh man, they should have won them, not because they weren't focused, but it's the NFL. It's hard to win every single game. So I could see it, but oh man, Super Bowl champs being upset at home the first day of the year. That'd be a great way to start the season.
It sure would. It sure would. And then go into the weekend, have some Steelers winning over San Francisco. Mm-hmm. It could be a whole thing next weekend, man.
I'm going to say this first.
Yeah, go ahead, Derpy.
Mahomes is the face of the NFL, and the Lions, it's their season to give away.
Derpy!
There you go.
History has been.
Very poignant.
I do want to point out, everybody, that Mike is on Afghanistan power here. He literally, right before the show went out, I was at my desk here. I sit down, I'm ready to go, and I literally see some text come
on time for a change.
The text come through. It says that Mike said my power just went out. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? But anyway, as we were the ones laughing at him months ago when he was getting his solar panels put on his house, look who's laughing now.
Renewable energy for the win, bitches. Yeah, it's like, everything flickered, and then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I looked down like, oh, no Wi-Fi. But busted out the cell phone.
Just look at
the cell phone, mobile home. The sun is powering the house. I mean, my bald head is bringing in the rays to power everything.
So, what I'm saying, look, you would never have been able to tell. It might be a little glitchy on the audio end, but there's still, for solar, this is how Osama bin Laden communicated for all those years.
Damn straight. That's why we couldn't find a 6'6" air with dialysis. He in his solar panels.
Yeah, exactly right. You're hunting power.
If it's good.
You're hunting for power, and then there was no power. He
if it was good enough for him.
Mike, can you hear
that's
me?
how he was watching his porn. That's how I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can, but I'll survive.
I'm doing the best I can. I got a string and shoelace here trying to communicate with you boys.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
Could you get a can? Could you get 2 cans and a string, maybe?
How about now? Is this better?
Well, that's a little better. Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn my mic up
do
higher.
That. Stay there. What you're doing now, do that.
Right there. Right here.
Don't move.
Good.
Don't move. I'm telling you. Stay, just like this. Just like that. Yeah, stay just like that. I'm going to go back over to the Pirates real quick before we do get started on some football. The Pirates, hey, I hope you didn't throw away your World Series tickets because guess what? The Pirates just swept the Kansas City Royals. Yes, the Kansas City Royals with a 41-94 record now that the series is over. Pirates beat them. Since the last time we've seen you guys, they've won 2 games. The 2 nights ago, they won 6-3 over the Royals. Brian Hayes hit a home run. Peguero went 3 for 4 with a home run. And get this. This was Brian Hayes. This month he had a career high 20 RBIs this month. Selby wins that game in one of these weird pitcher by committee things that they do where he pitches 2 innings and he really didn't do bad, but they give it to the next guy. So they had that going on. Yesterday they win game 3 of the series 4-1 over the Royals. Jack Sawinski goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Big Stacks goes 2 for 3, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 home run. The Pirates' next series starts tomorrow for a weekend series at St. Louis. 3-game series, 8:15 tomorrow. Game 1. Check it out.
Oh, Buccos make it interesting at the end. They know Steelers season's right around the corner. They're trying to stay relevant.
Well, look at this. They're 61-73. Okay. 61. I mean, that's only 12 games under, which it sounds totally insane for us to be even saying that's only 12 games under, but it's only 12 games under. The Pirates are sitting 13 and a half games. Derpy is still optimistic. I don't get his optimism, but he does always say 162 games. They got to play the 162. They're 13 and a half games back. They actually gained a little ground over the past few days here, getting back to being 13 and a half games out of first place. But there you go, guys. If you want to scrape them World Series tickets out of the bottom of your trash can, you might want to scrape them out because these guys are on a roll.
Let's go Bucks. World Series champions next year, boys. They just add 4, 5, 7, 8 more players. 7 more pitchers. They got this.
Their coach, new GM, the whole thing,
Hey, couple moves here and there. Next thing you know, World Series champions.
It's wild. There still is a month. I mean, you play 6 of these months and you still have 1 whole month considering, I mean, it's not a lot. You're already, 6 of the way through, but you still have a whole month. And I guess crazier things have happened. I could recall the Rockies winning 21 of their last 23 back in, what was it, 07 to go to whatever. But there you go. Don't throw them tickets away too soon.
It's going to be a bookend, man. We have a great first month, great last month, and everyone's going to be full again.
Yeah. Be all excited for next year, and then they'll do it to us again.
Mm-hmm. I'll fall in the trap because I love the Pirates. I grew up watching them. They're my team. I want them to win.
Penguins Mike, hockey news. Former Penguin Carl Hagelin retires from the NHL because of an eye injury. So Hags is done.
Hags is 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He had a hell of a career, man. Hell of a career. It's just an underrated player. Is he an all-time great? No, but he's a damn good player. He's someone you wanted on your team. He
was fast as hell, I can tell you.
Oh God, the HBK line. My God, line was the thing of beauty. Hagelin. I hated him when he was on the Rangers because he was just that guy. He was, like you said, he was so fast. You just couldn't stop him. The offense that he would generate, the chances he would generate, the penalty killing. Oh God, he was huge.
He was a pest. He was a pest.
He was, but then he became a Penguin. He was like, all was forgiven, baby.
Yeah.
And he was even better. He was too.
Like Derpy, you know what I mean? He's a pest, but he's our pest.
He's our pest,
Right.
You know.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, you're the Carl Hagelin of the bunch, Derpy.
That's not a bad thing, Derpy.
That's not a bad thing. That's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. That's what he scored one of the goals against Nashville in the deciding game 6. So you're in some very good company.
There you go. Derpy, I do know that Derpy, I don't know what he's going on and on about. Maybe he's still upset about this wedding, this wedding of his sisters. He's not going to go to. You're not upset about this anymore. You made peace.
I'm somewhat, but
you're coming to terms with it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you know what, I'm going to have to do this. So why even get myself worked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet, Derpy. I just think that just do it. You got to go do it. You go to a football game later on this season.
Derpy.
Yep.
Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, you don't live far enough away. Maybe you go to the game in Cleveland later in the season, against the Steelers.
I'd rather jump in the lake
I mean, I would too. don't
during
get me wrong.
December or January. They go into that stadium ever again.
And one of them little bugs they have up there that we were talking about, they
Um,
yeah, we had the trivia the one day.
midges.
The midges, yeah. The
Yeah.
midges. So there you
The
go.
midges.
Midges, everybody.
Is that kind of like the Miz?
No,
That's all I got.
Let's hike the ball over to football, guys.
To see anything was happening.
Still open for a small
I saw a
chance,
picture of
but-
the Miz.
Couple things going on in the NFL. Well, we did get to our we got our rosters completed the other day, correct?
yes.
All the cuts, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me talk about a couple guys first before we go on about the Steelers. Former running back former Pittsburgh Steeler running back Benny Snell gets cut by the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions cut Benny Snell, Mike. Is he going to find work this year? That just seemed like Benny Snell just seemed like a fit for this team, what they're doing right now, where they're going, the direction that they were going.
Yeah, he felt like he would fit on that team. That
thought
power
so.
back that you needed. He's reliable on special teams. He might catch on somewhere for one final year in the NFL. I hope he can make it because he was the greatest running back we had? No, but like in those couple games when we needed him to step up and play, he stepped up and played. He showed he can be a serviceable back in the league.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets another crack somewhere. I think he deserves it. He's a pretty good backup running back to have.
Yeah. I wish him the best. Also in the league, the Chargers signed Tanner Muse. Am I seeing this correctly?
I believe so.
Chargers signed Tanner Muse.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I was kind of hoping he made his way through waivers so he could make his way back. But you know what, Mike?
Yeah, yep. He made it to the Chargers.
But you know what? It doesn't really bother me because we didn't just get it right. We nailed the linebacker rooms with our predictions going into the roster.
Oh, yeah.
There's not one person that we got wrong. It's what we said. It's your Watt, your Highsmith, your Golden, your Herbig, your Robinson, your Landon Roberts, Cole Holcomb. Who am I missing? I'm missing
Quan Alexander.
We predicted these 8 guys, and these 8 guys were the exact 8 that made it. Again, I would have liked to see Tanner Muse make his way through waivers and have access to him maybe through practice squad or whatnot. I thought he was a good, as we said in the past, a good special teams player that I would have loved to see him be a part of this team. But you know what? Good for him heading out to Los Angeles to play for the Chargers, guys.
Hey, you know what? The weather improved for Tanner Muse, so I give it. He got lucky.
Yeah. Hey, you know
Nobody's talking about the Chargers either.
Well,
I think they're sleeper too.
you give up, that big lead in the playoffs last year. You kind of lose a little bit of ground.
Yeah, their coach, man.
But they faced a lot of injuries.
He's the one holding. Well, a lot of it too. We're going to play our wide receiver in a game that doesn't matter. Who's coming back from injury and is injury prone and gets hurt. Then screw yourselves in the game that matters. So it's that coach, man. They've had some bad coaches. They've had some good players, great players, but bad coaching that handicaps them.
Speaking of
I
coaches,
think that's what's happening now.
Jacksonville Jaguars head coach cut his own son. You see this?
I saw that.
So
that had to suck
for any of these people that complain and go on and on. Well, the coach's son always gets to play. The coach's son always gets to start. Oh, there you are at the highest level,
example.
The highest level possible. The coach actually cut his own son, and
next day he brought him back to the practice squad.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's what's best for the team. That's a perfect example of what's best for the team.
What's best for business.
Yep.
Steelers release punter Braden Mann. I don't know. Does anybody have any insight what was going on with that? At one time, I heard that the Eagles needed a punter and the Steelers were hanging on, so they couldn't take it. Maybe use him as a trade bait, something like this. Anybody have any insight on this Braden Mann situation?
That's what I saw. It's like they saw the team
they were looking
need a punter, and they were trying to make a trade, and nothing materialized. So at that point. It's got to cut bait. No one's going to know. Like everyone knows what you're trying to do, and you're trying to force the market, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. So the other big one, a big one. Please tell me, Mike. Please, Derpy, enlighten me. Tell me a little bit about um, Desmond King. Of course, Steelers signed former All-Pro cornerback Desmond King, who was released by Houston. I hear this guy is a very nice sign for us. I hear that Omar Khan is working his magic. I hear that this is going to be something for this secondary that's going to go a long way for us. Somebody please tell me a little bit about Desmond King.
Let's go, Derpy. What you got? Because I got a little stuff.
Well, I was listening to this take a couple days ago on another podcast, but Desmond King is a good fill-in piece for depth.
I mean, he was an All-Pro.
Yeah.
Say what you will.
Yeah.
He played well enough to be an All-Pro.
Yeah, he's been on.
How many seasons? How far is he in the league, Mike? A couple years?
I got that
5,
right.
I think.
He came in 2017.
4?
Yeah. He's 2017 was his rookie year. So
about 5 years.
5, 6
2018,
years, yeah.
I believe, was his breakout year, though.
Yeah, he's
Or was
been
it his
on
rookie?
he's been on some very bad teams. So it's kind of, and he's produced all those teams like Jacksonville. What he's been, or excuse me, the Texans 2 years, 5 picks in those 2 years. He's a pretty good cover guy. He's what I've read, and you can see it on film too. He's quicker than fast. You know, he's not going to stay with a burner receiver all the way downfield, but he uses his smarts the way like Joe Hayden would: body control, positioning. Let's force the guy this way. He understands coverage. I read a lot about that and watched some highlights of him too. He understands how to play man. He understands how to play off in zone. To me, I think he's going to go right in and be our slot corner, kind of like a Mike Hill. This guy's really good at tackling, really helping to run too, as well as coverage. And we kind of like corner, you know. He puts me in mind of Deshae Townsend. You know, he's that guy who he's not going to be flashy, but you look at the end of the year, he's going to have with 3 or 4 interceptions, a bunch of key tackles for losses, a couple key sacks. That Deshae Townsend, Mike Hilton type player. I think it's a great pick. I think he's going to slide right into that slot spot.
Here's one for you. So we pick up this guy. This guy is a former All-Pro on top of another former All-Pro, Patrick Peterson. Did you guys know that in the NFL, Patrick Peterson has the most career interceptions?
I've seen this.
As far as active players. He has 34 interceptions in his career, tied with Harrison Smith of the Minnesota Vikings. So, I mean, these guys that we're bringing over,
They're vets.
This guy, like I said, he has the most interceptions in the league of any active player. You bring this other guy over who's an All-Pro. I mean, so, here's my thought process on this. Just by law of average, these are some pretty good guys, whether one is a little bit over his age, whether the other one, so these guys are smart enough to play the position. They're,
how players are used. Coaching.
Exactly how the players are used, opposed to the straight up skill of the player. But these guys, they have a nice past, a nice record, a nice to go off of. Like I said, to make big plays in certain situations where you need a big play. You're sitting there watching a game and you're saying, you know what, the Steelers really need a turnover right now, please. Them are the times when somebody like Desmond King steps up and makes an interception. Those are the times that people like Patrick Peterson make a big play. So these guys that we're bringing in, that they're all potential big play makers. I just want to know, are these going to, these guys going to be, are they going to be good through the thick and thin of things? As I said, the guy has 5 interceptions in 2 seasons or whatever. Yeah, 5 interceptions in 2 seasons. That's few and far between. But if he has that, that skill set and he's used right, he can be very effective. But are these guys going to be the ones to get us through the haul? There's 17 long, hard games played this season. Are these going to be the guys that, play after play after play, we're going to be able to count on and be able to rely on these guys to carry this secondary, to carry this team? Because we have a rookie. We have Patrick Peterson, who, he's an older player, the guy that we're just talking about. Levi Wallace, who I think would be the premier guy just because of where he's at with his age, experience, everything else. He falls right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, do these guys that we brought over, these players that could be impact players, no two ways about it, are they going to be consistent enough to, again, be the guys that carry for the long haul? And after those 17 games, you're hoping to play playoff games and be effective in playoff games and want to continue playoff games. So what do you think, Mike?
I think they have the mindset.
They have the mindset, but like Ryan said, like, are they going to have like the ability? Are their skill sets going to hold up all year?
Yes,
especially Peterson getting up there in age last year. You know, he had a lot of picks last year, but more out of that cover two where the Steelers play a lot of man. So I think with Peterson, they're going to use him the first half of the season, and then they're hoping the second half of the season Joey Porter takes over to take that load off of Peterson. With Levi Wallace, you know, they're going to, I think he's going to be the guy on the opposite side, or he's going to be there play out. He's going to have a much better year than he did last year. Last year wasn't a bad year overall. Once you look at his numbers, he was tied for like fourth, fifth in the league with interceptions. He was up there. His coverage ratings weren't that bad. So, and King, if you know, like you said, he's been on some bad teams and produced. So I think him in that slot role with everyone else around him will make him better. Kind of like how we were talking the other week of how our two, like Daniels and Smalley, are going to make Mason Cole better. They're going to, you know, improve his play. I think secondary is going to make playing with everyone's going to make him better. And I think, you know, even that might work with Pat Peterson too. You know, he's going to have Minka in the back, Keanu Neal, because he's going to have some better players around him to elevate his play as well. So I think they're better. Like the whole is better than the sum of the parts. Like once you start looking at it individually at corner, you can find weaknesses here and there, but I think collectively it's a lot better than it was last year.
Did he
and one of the better ones in the league.
How many teams did he play for, Desmond King? Because he said he's been in the league about 5 years. I imagine he probably played for more than just Houston. Is there another team?
I know he was drafted by the Chargers. Let's see. I'm pulling it up real quick. I accidentally closed that screen. Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, here's my thing.
LA, he went to the Chargers, Tennessee, and Houston.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Derby.
Here's my thing. Yes, I do believe that. But we're the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to face injuries. It always happens. The question is, who's going to step up and be that guy?
And that's such a big thing with what Omar Khan just accomplished in this offseason. You know, really building depth, I think was primarily one of his main goals. And you know what? That's what it's going to come down to, because when you do have a guy get injured, you want to have somebody ready and able to step up and be the next guy. And I think we're going to be prepared for that this year. Guys, let me move on a little bit here. Mike, you mentioned Keanu Benton, and again, it's just preseason, but that's all the information we have to go off at the moment. He was the highest graded rookie defensive tackle against the run.
I saw that
preseason, and that's, don't get me wrong, I mean, that's going down a long rabbit hole. It's the highest graded rookie defensive tackle.
There's a lot of qualifiers.
Told you he's coming for that starting position.
But you know, I mean, for rookie defensive tackles against the run, that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. You just think about some of these defensive tackles, like, you know, Jalen Carter. He's a monster against the run and the pass. So
he's a monster against anything. He's a monster against a semi truck. That guy, Jalen Carter.
He's a beast. And you know, and Keanu Benton, you know, he's a typical nose tackle. So of course he fell down in the draft board. So, you know, we were lucky to get him where we got him. But it's an encouraging sign. These are all good signs. But yeah, it's just preseason. But you like to see people produce in the preseason. When they don't produce, that's when you worry. So, like, yeah, you know, I like it. It's a good sign. I like the way he played. You break down his film, you watch him play. Kid can play. He has a very good understanding of how to be a 3-4 nose tackle, and that's what this team has. Is like a traditional nose tackle.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can't wait to see Keanu play in a meaningful game. Seeing a lot of these rookies moving forward, it's going to be a lot of fun. Derpy was I don't know what he was on, but at the beginning of the show, he really wanted to go
fired up.
Derpy, what's going on, man? What was your beef?
Just, you know, everyone riding every other team in the AFC North. Derpy. When it comes to consistency of winning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we proved it. Did we say the other day? I remember a stat that the last top 5 pick we had was in 1970s. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You got to let people talk. The thing is, you can't let every single opinion get to you. Let them talk. The proof is in the pudding. When it comes down to it, and then people may say something along the lines of them. Well, that's all you could talk about, something that happened a long time ago. No, in the Super Bowl era, it's facts. I mean, it did it. These things happened a long time ago, but we still haven't had that number 5 pick, so we must not be doing too bad all the way to this moment. And again, still nobody has got more Super Bowls than we have. So I wouldn't let these people get you, Derby. That's again, a million different people are going to say a million
I don't
different
know.
things. And you
I
can't
know they're delusional.
yeah.
Fox Sports has the Steelers at over under 11.5 wins. Derby, come on now.
Yeah, but where are the Bengals? Ahead of them?
Yeah, same thing at 11.5 wins. And the Bengals have had a better record the past couple of years than we have.
Joe Burrow
NFL Network has us as one as the one of the wild card teams. So there is respect throughout the league there, Derpy.
It's definitely increased compared to what it was.
It's coming along, Derpy. It's coming along, man.
It's a work in progress.
At the end of last season, we showed signs of life, but you got to figure now they got to see the team in preseason, the team that Omar Khan assembled, the coaching job that Tomlin and the rest of the staff has done. It's opening eyes around the league. We see it day in, day out. Not everyone gets to see it day in, day out. So once you finally see it, you have it on film, it's going to turn some heads. People's opinions are going to change.
But
yes,
I love stay under the radar, though.
I love fire.
You love what?
I want teams to know we're
coming. Love butter.
Derby. I want them to know. You put the league on notice.
I'd rather stay under the radar, though.
Yeah, you kind of want to go under the radar, man. That's
you want to go in. You want to go in. Everyone knowing you're coming.
Debo. Let's start to the week one. If
Debo
you're going to
coming.
49ers.
I don't want anybody to think we can beat the 49ers. That way, when we go whoop their ass, and that'll give them something to talk about. What's it matter? Who cares what people are saying?
Yeah.
As long as we go out and win.
Yep.
That's all that matters. Just win, baby. To quote Al Davis.
Here's one more for you guys. Last preseason, 2 quarterbacks finished with perfect passer ratings. 2. And those 2 quarterbacks went on to be the second and third in MVP voting. It was Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. So there you go, everybody. Got a few things to look forward to. None bigger than the opener 10 days from today. 10 days from today, it's going to be here, guys. After today, that's only going to be down to single digits. We've been talking about this, Mike, since February. We couldn't wait for this time to come, but here we are 10 days away. San Francisco, opening day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, only a week away from the opening day of the NFL season, the game between Kansas City and Detroit. I'll be glued to my seat. Believe me, it's going to be the first meaningful game. It's going to be a game where you're going to see starters the whole way through. This is what I craved. So here we go, guys. Only a week away. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
DumYinzers.com. Everything you need for Dum Yinzers is over there. Links to YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter's, all there. The merch store is there. Everything you need. DumYinzers.com.
There you go, everybody. Go check it out. www.2dumyinzers.com. I know Mike's doing some work over there, changing things around, moving things. I don't know what he's doing, but check it out. I know he does a lot of work there. So go over and check it out.
Hopefully the new and improved website will be up next week. That's what I'm hoping for.
Ooh.
A nice way to finish out summer.
Yeah. I want to have it ready in time for kickoff.
All right. Trivia of the day again, 49ers. We're gonna know so much about. You're gonna be so knowledgeable of the San Francisco 49ers derby by the time this game is over. Again, this is who the Steelers play next, and it's a 2-week time period. So there's a lot of 49er questions coming our way. Guys, this week, today is no different. We got another one. We'll do the same thing. I'm going to read the question, and then I'll give you the option if you want answers or not, and then we'll figure out how we're going to do from there. So here we go, guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. What 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a single season? Again, what 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a single season? Go ahead and think that over, guys. When I come back, I'll see if you want choices or not. We are live, everybody, 7 days a week, 7 days, Monday through Sunday, every week, right here. Check us out. Also, if you would rather listen to us in podcast form, the show that we do brand new every day gets uploaded over on Spotify at 8 o'clock p.m., where you can listen to the show and podcast every day. It goes up 8 o'clock, Spotify. Check it out. All right, guys, question of the day is this. What 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a season? Would either one of you guys like choices on this?
I would like choices.
You would?
Yes.
Ooh, Derpy. I got to guess.
You got to guess?
Yeah.
So we will go to Mike first. Mike, what player was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a single season? Sorry.
Debo Samuels.
Debo Samuels. Is this your final answer?
Yeah, it's my final answer.
All right. Go ahead and lock you in. Debo Samuels. All right. Derpy. I'm looking for the answer of what 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing in a single season. Mike says Debo Samuels, and you did say that you would like
Choices.
Choices, correct?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Was it A, Frank Gore? Was it B, Joe Perry? Was it C, Ricky Waters? Or was it D, Roger Craig?
Oh, wow.
What 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a single season? Frank Gore, Joe Perry, Ricky Waters, or Roger Craig? Who do you think?
I'm gonna go Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters from Eastern Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So Derpy, you're going to go with Ricky Waters. Final answer.
Yeah.
All right, get you locked in. All right, so Mike, do you want to take another guess?
Nope. I'm going to stick with it. My failures.
All right, here we go. What 49er was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in a season? Mike says Debo Samuels, and Derpy waited and went for the choices. The choices were Frank Gore, Joe Perry, Ricky Waters, Roger Craig. Derpy says Ricky Waters, former Notre Dame Irish, Fighting Irish. The answer, of course, guys, is Roger Craig.
Ooh.
Roger Craig was the first NFL player with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. He was a beast, man. And the 49ers, a lot of times when you get a 49er question, go back to the 80s, because that's where a lot of times the answer is that was a great team. There's a reason they won 4 Super Bowls that decade. So,
yeah, that damn good players on that team. Fuck them, though. I swear it was
they only had
Debo.
Rice, who was the best, and Montana, who was the best, and Craig, who was and Ronnie Lott, who played with no fingers and everything else. I mean, this team was that
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The catch in the sea of hands. They're two of the most overrated plays in NFL history.
Yeah. Hey.
Like, I'm sorry. I jumped up. I'm a white guy. I jumped up and caught a ball.
All right, calm down.
Rocky Blyer had one, when he jumped 4 inches off the ground in the Super Bowl.
Just remember, Joe Montana didn't cheat to win his rings just like the Steelers.
What's that, Derpy?
I said Joe Montana didn't cheat to win his rings just like the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
If you ain't cheating, Derpy, you ain't trying. Just ask Lance Armstrong.
Mike, you got anything before we? I guess you just did, but you got anything before we get ready to take off?
I got something. The Houston Texans GM taking a shot at Ben Roethlisberger after they traded for Kendrick Green, because for comments that Ben made about Kendrick Green on his podcast that weren't bad. You're just pointing out facts that they drafted him to be a center. Didn't work. Their GM was like, we don't care what that guy who played quarterback over there said. That guy, 2-time Super Bowl MVP or 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
That guy. This is why the Houston Texans have never won anything in their life.
Yeah.
I used to like the Houston Texans
won't
until
lose
he
any
opened
sleep
up his
over that.
mouth. That guy who plays.
I do want to place an apology though. Mark it on your calendar. I do want to apologize to Pat Freiermuth. I used him the other day in a negative manner, just because Mike and I were going through one of our classic Penn State battles, and sometimes the innocent
friendly fire.
Yeah, sometimes there's innocent bystanders. I do believe that Freiermuth is the real deal. I do hope that we keep him around for another 10 years, to be honest with you. So if you caught that episode and you're wondering what the hell's going on, that again was friendly fire. One other thing I do want to say, I do have friends. I produce a show on the radio. These guys over a show on WBVP. It's called Hey Peanuts. They did give us a plug yesterday on their show on the radio. So I do want to say thank you for the plug on that. And I did want to get their name out as well.
Yes, appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so
go
much.
Check them out.
Absolutely. Darby, do you got anything before we get ready to take off?
I do. A couple things.
All right.
Oh, wow.
This team has to find their identity before the end of the season. There's no excuse we can't do something in the playoffs for how consistent we've been.
Okay.
And the other thing is, appreciate the little things in life because it could be worse. You could be a Browns fan.
All right.
This is true.
Yeah. I think we're going to be good, Derby. I really do. I can't imagine that we're going to come out and fail this year. And as I said, even if and what a lot of people fail to remember is the schedule that we're playing is super soft. It is super soft. Take a minute during your day, pull up the schedule.
I know it is.
And you're going to smile because it's really soft. And even if we improve just a little bit, which I think that the team overall improved quite a bit since last season, I think that you're still going to have a good season against this schedule. We have a lot of things going in our favor. Again, stop listening to what the national pundits say. They have to make a good case for everybody. They have to make a bad case for everybody. This is what they do. Again, I wouldn't pay attention too much on that, Derpy. All I know is that things are improving. You've seen things improve from the second half of last year to the draft to free agency to the preseason to now. So you know what's going on. These people have to watch 31 other teams. So let them say what they're going to say. All I know is in 10 days we play the San Francisco 49ers right here at home in Acrisure Stadium, the first of 2 home games in a row to start out the season. Which is crazy for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but
it's unheard of.
We have stuff going in our favor. I feel the momentum picking up. I think a lot of Steeler fans feel the momentum picking up as well. And guys, I'm telling you, just relax, wait. I think this team is going to surprise a lot of those people that are putting you in a bad mood, Derpy. So
we will be in February if we overcome adversity.
And again, the Super Bowl is never a given for anybody. It's a long, hard season. You have to figure out ways to beat the teams that are going to be in your way. There's a lot of other good teams. Look at the Steelers teams in the past in the playoffs. They had to find ways to beat those obstacles. They had to find a way to beat this amazing Colts team in 05. They had to figure out a way to so again, it's a long season. There's 31 other teams that have the same goal that we do. We hope to find them in the Super Bowl. I think they have a good chance of making a decent run in the playoffs. So all we could do is watch and wait. And it starts with San Francisco, guys. 10 days. 10 days.
Here we go.
I can't wait.
Can't
wait.
I can't either. People are really getting excited. Anything else, fellas?
I got nothing.
All right.
I'm fired up.
There with a 7.
All right. There you go, everybody. We do want to thank everybody for checking us out. We appreciate each and every one of you, as always. And for the 2 Dum Yinzers, Derpy, Mike, myself, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.